Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and happy Extreme Season launch night to you all. Welcome to the Dre Broadcasting Network as we bring you live coverage from Daytona International Speedway. The Extreme Motorsports brings you the Daytona 85 for round one of the NASCAR Pro K&N Series. And once again, I am your commentator, Sean Zulu. I shouldn't say once again, because this is a new series here, the Pro K&N Series. But I am your commentator, Sean Zulu, and I am joined by my good friend and producer, Dave Everly. How are you tonight, buddy?
I'm doing great, Sean. Ready to kick off a brand new series here in Extreme Motorsports 99.com, the K&N Pro Series, sponsored by eyeball.co. I'm just ready. I tell you what, I got to see these guys race in the recruitment races and the preseason races, and the talent that I saw in them races, I am excited to see them here tonight, as you said, at Daytona International. Well, while we are already looking here, let's take a look at our weather here. Looks like we are going to have a 78 degree Air temperature, track temperature, 78 degrees, partly cloudy conditions. The wind at 2 mile an hour out of the north here at Daytona International. So it looks like it is going to be a great night of racing here at Daytona International in the season opener, Daytona 85 for the for the Extreme Motorsports 99.com Pro K&N Series sponsored by eyeball.co.
And these drivers tonight will have a 50% fuel limit. That is 50%. And that goes for the rest of the season as well. And they do have 2 backup cars. So if they end up having bad enough damage to affect their performance, they do have 2 more chances at getting back out there with brand new machines to stay competitive and try their best to provide their opponents with the best view of their tail lights. And just like David pointed out and I talked about as well, this is a new series, the NASCAR Pro K&N Series with the Extreme Motorsports 99. And this features drivers who have under 2,000 I rating, just for them to get used to each other before they advance into the different stages. The pros, they have the Camping World Truck Series. Here at the Extreme Motorsports, they have Xfinity Series and the Cup Series. They do have some other series that are in the works. And this season will be a 10-race regular season, followed by 5 chase races or championship races. So it will be amazing to see exactly what these guys have in store for us. And the races that will be coming up, we do have the next race coming up will be next week at Atlanta Motor Speedway, which will be #1 source for iRacing broadcast overlays, sponsored by iBog. And also the Online Sim Racing Network 144 at Kansas Speedway for race 3. We have an off week for week 13 during week 4. The drive for COPD 125 at Charlotte Motor Speedway. The Lucas Oil 200 at Dover International Speedway. The Rocket Chassis 142 at Texas Motor Speedway. And also a 4th of July race. We have Alpha 250 at Auto Club Speedway. Pit Light 125 at Kentucky Speedway. Napa Auto Parts 150 Rockingham Speedway. United 70 New Hampshire Motor Speedway, and that will round up the regular season. As the first race, chase race, Fred's Pharmacy 250 Talladega Super Speedway. American Ethanol 225 Chicagoland Speedway. We'll have the that's going to be the Sampson Motorsports 125 at Las Vegas Speedway, and the Drive for Diabetes at Michigan Motor Speedway. And the last race in the chase, the championship race, will be KC Store 150 Iowa Speedway, and that will end the season, and that will be September 11th. Well, Dave, it's going to be an amazing season. I have a feeling, because just like you talked about, we have a lot of amazing drivers here. This field is packed full of a lot of amazing talent, so that will call for some amazing racing excitement throughout the whole entire season.
Yeah, most definitely here, as we are now just rounding up qualifying. It does look like the 33 of Roger Buff is going to take away the first race pole here, as they are now getting ready to start gridding. So we will give them some time to get in their cars, get in line, and go over that starting grid.
Well, once again, we do have the 33 Roger Buff on the pole, 65 Marty Ray, second place, starting on the outside line, 66 of Ralph Vander Vorst, third, 58 of James Peterson, fourth, we have 81 of Travis Pryor, fifth, 20 of Jacob Bell, sixth, 13 Ellie Green, seventh, 64 of Cody McFadden, eighth, 57 of Hunter McDaniel, ninth, 86 of Adam Eisenhower, 10th, and that does round up the top 10. The 12 of Damian Crump, 11th, 25 of Christopher Clanton, 12th, the 31 of Andrew Riley, 13th, Ken Ladd in the 11, starting 14th, 36 of Jason Eisenhower, 15th, 34 of David Schneer, 16th, the 19 of Andy Starcher, 17th, 41 of Dennis St. Germain, 18th. 03 John Kidder Jr., 19th. 18 of Rick Mason, 20th. And that will round up the top 20. The 78 of Leonard West, 21st. 88 of Brandon Slaw, 22nd. The 30 of Timothy McBrayer, 23rd. The 5 of Joshua Medlock, 24th. The 27 of Gary Woobot, 25th. 22 of Garrett Robinson, 26th. The 26 of Ty Gibbs, 27th. The 2 of Taylor Gray, 28th. The 77 of Brian Wasserman, 29th. And the last car to put on qualifying time, that will be the 23 of Benjamin Schultz in the 30th place spot. And we do have some drivers who chose not to qualify. 48 Aaron Richard, 31st. 05 Tommy Amasi, 32nd. And last but not least, rounding up the rear of the field, the 43 of Charles Lemaire in the 33rd spot. So we do have 33 drivers starting tonight's race. So Dave, it's going to be an amazing race. A lot needs to be done by these guys. It's an 85 lap race, 50% fuel limit. A lot can happen.
Yeah, most definitely here. So they've got preseason jitters here. They are ready to go green flag racing. We are ready for green flag racing. The fans at home are ready for green flag racing. We are going to see some bumper to bumper high speeds of over 200 mile an hour here tonight at Daytona.
And once again, this is Extreme Motorsports 99 Series, the NASCAR Pro and Pro Can N Series. And tonight's race is a Daytona 85, sponsored by iRacing Broadcast Overlay Graphics iBog. And check them out at ibog.co for all overlays. Well, here we do have these guys entering turn 3, going to be going green for the first time, this time by being led by the 33 Roger Buff. Behind him, he downs up 66 of Ralph Vanderborst. On the outside line, 65 Marty Ray with 58 of James Peterson. These guys will get bunched up nice and tight. Long way to go. Hang on to your seats because it will be an amazing race, amazing ride here to come as they do exit turn 4, this time by.
Well, looks like the pace car is going to bring them out of turn 4. We are getting ready to kick the season off with some green flag racing. The pace car is off. The 33 of Roger Buff keeps him as the green flag flies. He gets a good run, but so does the 65 of Marty Ray. The 66 a little slow on there of Ralph Vander Vars, but he is getting back to the back bumper there of Roger Buff and start pushing here coming into turn number 1.
That's 58 James Peterson right now as well, trying his best to catch up to 65 of Marty Ray on the outside to increase that momentum. These guys still getting up to speed, pushing 175 and increasing as we speak. The 55, 65 Marty Ray does clear the bottom lane. Will he stay low? Will he stay high? Looks like he decides to stay high because the 33 of Roger Buff does come back with a big run entering turn 3 and takes back that inside lane away from him. And 58 of James Peterson right now struggling on the outside line with no help from the rear just yet. Well, Dave, already as we look in the back of the pack, everyone has pretty much broken up. We've gone from double foul for the most part down to a single foul, as these guys right now just pretty much trying to get comfy, trying to find those sweet spots. But it is a long way to go.
Yeah, we got 85 laps. It is a 2.5 mile track. But these guys are flying around here, looking already in excess of 199, 200 mile an hour. These cars are hammering down through here as they are just kind of riding here. We do have some help on the outside as it looks like the 58 is being pushed by the 13 of Eli Green. But the 81 of Travis Pryor is also coming up to give a hand with the 25 of Christopher Clayton to try to help that outside. Meanwhile, the 65 of Marty Ray is going to lead that lap. Oh, we have a wreck here coming through the dogleg and our first caution of the night.
Oh man, the 81 Travis Pryor, heavy smoke from the rear, and the 20 Jacob Bell involved the 85. That's just 58. James Peterson goes sky high up in the air. We also have a couple of other drivers involved in that. Let's back that up and focus on let's do the 33 of Roger Buff.
Well, as we take a look, Eli Green almost gets through there, but we have cars flying around the track here. Oh, that is going to be hurting here, but hopefully they'll get into pit road, get those cars fixed, and get back out, as that collected a lot of cars there, Sean.
Oh yeah, that did collect a lot of cars. It was the big junk there before turn 1. Yeah, we hope these drivers can make it to pit road and get those brand new cars and stay competitive here and avoid going a lap down. And we already have one driver being shown 2 laps down, 23 of Benjamin Shields. It looks like he had a bad start. He most likely will be getting 1 lap back under this caution. And we currently do have some drivers smoking heavily going down to pit road, at least trying to. That's going to be 13 of Ellie Greenwell. David, let's actually focus on the 13 of Ellie, just so we can watch whether or not he makes it.
Yeah, we see Eli Green. He is making his way down on pit road. Heavy smoke, but looks like he is going to make it into his pit stall here as he is making his way down pit road with some heavy damage to that number 13 machine.
And going back up front, Dave, looks like everybody decides to stay out for the most part. Well, we do have a lot of drivers on pit road. We have over 8 machines on pit road getting some damage fixed. Some of them are actually getting towed down to pit road. So we just hope that those guys can get out there here in no time. But Dave, that's going to mean that all those guys will be racing very hard to try and be in the spot for the lucky dog to get 1 lap back.
Yeah, most definitely, Sean. As we have over 20 people watching at home, make sure if you can hit up that chat. Let us know you're out there. May not respond, but right away, but we know you're watching, as we are watching the 66 of Ralph Vandervorst leading this field here, as it looks like they did not pit there. They still were running about 4 laps on their tires, as we are on lap 4 of 85 with 82 laps remaining.
And the 66 of Ralph Vandervorst right now being shown in the race lead. He does have a little bit of damage on the right side, on the right rear end of that machine, but probably not enough to affect anything, because that front end is looking very, very clean. We now have a lot more drivers peeling off to go down pit road at 25. We'll be headed down pit road with that's going to be Christopher Clanton, and he will be followed by about 5 to 6 other machines: Damian Crump, Adam Eisenhower, Andrew Riley, Don Kidder Jr., Brian Westerman, Hunter McDaniel, Jason Eisenhower, and Garrett Robinson, all down pit road.
Yeah, it looks like some guys are playing some pit strategy here, trying to get as much fuel as they can before we go back green flag racing here at Daytona International. As you said, Sean, this is a new series with ExtremeMotorsports99.com. You guys can definitely check them out at ExtremeMotorsports99.com. Just drop the E, it starts with the X, ExtremeMotorsports99.com.
And Dave, currently I'm looking at the field, I'm scanning the field. We do have a driver who has moved up a long way ever since the beginning. The 43 of Charles Lemire, currently 11th place after starting in the 33rd place spot. But that machine, Dave, is not pretty.
Yeah, it's got a little bit of damage, but we'll see how it does in the draft here, as we should be coming soon here to the 1 to green, as these guys are still pacing here behind the pace car, still being led by the 66 of Ralph Vandervorst, with Cody McFadden in second, Rick Mason third, Joshua Meadlock in fourth, and Timothy McBrayer, Tim the Trucking Legend, running in fifth position.
And there's another driver who has moved up a long way, the 18 of Rick Mason, up in the 3rd place spot, of starting the 20th place position. Yeah, it looks like all these cars, most of the cars in the top 10 do have some kind of dent or some kind of scratch in those machines. They are still looking pretty still determined to make a difference in these positions before this thing is over. And we are now 2 to green here. And next time we'll be 1 to green. So the lights on pace will turn off once we cross start finish line. And we have some drivers rolling off pit road as we speak. The 34 David Schneer almost got lapped, but was able to beat the pace car off pit road by a nose hair. 26 Ty Gibbs, 58 James Peterson back out there after going sky high during the first incident. That brought out the caution there in the try over, but he is being shown a lap down. So at this point we have 21 cars, only 21 cars on the lead lap, and everybody else is a lap down, starting with the 88 of Brandon Slaw, the 11 Ken Ladd, 78 Leonard West, 81 Travis Pryor, 58 James Peterson. We have the 2 of Taylor Gray, the 34 of David Schneer, Ty Gibbs, and also 23 of Benjamin Shields. And Dave, some drivers we've seen from other series, other leagues, the 33 of Roger Buck being one of them. He is a very, he's an amazing beast of the super speedways here. So he will definitely be a driver to keep an eye on before the night is over. But this is all about teamwork.
Yeah, most definitely here. Looking through the list, some of the drivers I had the pleasure of racing with in the off season. The 30 of Timothy McBriar, the 12 of Damian Crump, the 31 of Andrew Riley, Hunter McDaniel, Jason Eisenhower, Brian Wasserman. Got to run with a bunch of these guys here in the preseason. They are fast, they are quick, and they definitely race some exciting racing. Unfortunately, I didn't get to watch it from the booth. I was watching it from the in-car in the back of the field, but it was still a great time all had by all.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, Dave, that's right. There is a reason that you're up here in the booth. Nah, I'm just kidding. But we are now back one to green here, being led by the 66 of Ralph Vandervorst. Behind him is the 18 of Rick Mason. On the outside, 64, Cody McFadden, new to the top 5 with the 5 of Joshua Medlock right behind him in the 4th place spot as well, new to the top 5. And by the looks of it, 4 of the top 5 drivers are actually new here in the to the top 5. And this is only the beginning. A lot more position changes to be had as these guys do get bunched up nice and tight on the backstretch, going green for the second time. And with this 50% fuel limit, it makes me wonder or think about what the pit window might be. But the most common is in between lap 20 to 25, or it's just safe to say in between 20 through 30. That would be the best estimate that I would guess. But we will find out here in not too long as these guys do exit turn 4, getting bunched up once again. Nice and tight. 66 of Ralph Vandervorst is controlling this start, and the field does depend on him. He does control the pace so far. The pace car dips off. The green flag will fly. He does not hesitate. He puts it down immediately. He does catch them off guard. The 64 of Cody tries to go down, but he's not clear and stays high. The 18 Rick Mason on his inside line. And behind him, the 5 of Joshua Medlock. And the caution does fly here. Looks like race controls from the caution. We just might have had some trouble in the back of the field. Gonna see if we can find anything.
Yeah, it looks like that's a race control caution. Maybe a little debris still left out on the track from that previous wreck. So we are going to reline it back up and do it all over again here on lap 8 of 85.
Yeah, and it looks like on that restart there, the only changes we've had is the 64. I believe 64 of McFadden had lost the second place spot to the 18 of Rick Mason. We won't know until we cross the start-finish line here, as these guys do try their best to catch the pace car. And by looks of it, Dave, the lucky dog, the driver who is in line for the lucky dog, will be the 81 of Travis Pryor. Will be getting his lap back to be back on the lead lap in the 22nd place spot.
Yeah, as we just go scroll through the field here, taking a look at all these drivers and their wonderful paint schemes out there. These guys definitely put some time in their paint schemes, so they are looking good out there tonight. As taking a look here at the 57 of Hunter McDaniel and the LSU Tigers K&N car there, looking pretty good.
Yeah, by the looks of it, the leaders do catch that pace car. We have the 66 of Ralph Vandervorst still in the lead. 64 Cody was able to maintain the second place position. 18 of Rick Mason still third. The 5 Joshua Medlock still fourth. The 30 of Timothy McBrayer in that 5th place spot. And Dave, so far these guys now have only 10 laps on their tires. So something tells me they might be pitting in at the same time they might not. Looks like we only have 6 drivers with 10 laps on their tires, and the rest have less than 5 laps. So maybe these top 6 drivers just might pit in.
Yeah, most definitely here. They may not. We're waiting to see as the 81 of Travis Pryor gets the wave around. That is going to put him back on the lead lap. That'll be the last car there on the lead lap. And so we now have 22 cars back on the lead lap here in the early stage of the race.
Yep, that is a good thing for all those drivers. That is enough motivation for them to try and get themselves up in the lead, to get those extra bonus points for leading a lap. Until before this thing ends, we will see a lot of new faces up in the top 5, up in the front, trying to lead some laps. Because this is Daytona, it's unpredictable. Because you can go from front to back and back to front in a hurry. You're not guaranteed to keep one spot for too long, because it's all about that draft. And also currently I'm also looking at the 34 of David Schnell, just currently riding behind the 26 of Ty Gibbs, and these guys getting bunched up, double foul, but the lights in the pace car still turned on, so that does give us some time to get a race interview. And let's focus on the 66 of Ralph van der Vorst. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we do have the 66 of Ralph van der Vorst, our current race leader, up here with us. Look up there, Ralph. Oh, you there, Ralph?
I can barely hear you guys, and admin's talking to us on the race channel.
Oh, 10-4, buddy. We will try and catch up with you the next caution, but good luck to you, buddy. We will interview a different driver instead. Let's focus on the 64 of Cody McFadden. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we do have the 64 of Cody McFadden up here with us. Look up there, Cody.
Hello, sir.
How are you doing tonight, buddy?
I'm doing pretty good. How are you?
Doing good too, thank you. Well, Cody, tonight you did start in the 8th place spot and currently in the 2nd place spot, leading the outside line with the help of the 5 of Joshua Medlock on this next restart. How's everything going so far?
So far, so good. I'm just trying to stay out of trouble, really, and try to get these 85 laps in without having any issues.
Oh, 10-4, bro. That's a very, very nice plan. And you do have a little bit of a scratch on that front end, on the front end of that machine that you're driving. And we did notice that you were able to sneak past that first wreck. How the heck were you able to do that? Because that was a very big one.
I have no idea. Basically, just shut my eyes and try to snake my way through there somehow.
Oh, 10-4, brother. And anybody you're going to be working with tonight? Because this is a super speedway and it's all about the teamwork.
Not sure yet. Just trying to see who I can get hooked up with at the end if I'm happen to be around, and just go to the front or stay here.
Oh, 10-4, brother. And by the looks of it, you are in the right spot there, leading the outside line. That outside line does depend on you, or will be depending on you once we go green. But, buddy, we'll let you get back to the driver's seat. So keep doing exactly what you're doing. You're headed the right direction, and good luck to you.
Thank you very much.
And that was 2nd place driver, the 64 of Cody McFadden. Not working with anybody, just pretty much going to be working with anybody who decides to push him or gets up in front of him. And will be a helping bumper to those in need. Looking further back in the pack, the 19 Andy Starcher currently riding side by side with the 25 of Christopher Clanton. And I do hear a couple of engines there going silent every now and then. Some of these drivers, Dave, trying to save some gas already, thinking about the long run, set themselves up.
Yeah, definitely here at Daytona, fuel is definitely a key. These guys do not run the new Monster Energy Cup style with the stages, so pit strategy is definitely a very key component in tonight's race.
Oh yeah, it's gonna be very, very interesting to see. See once we have those green flag pit stops, seeing all these guys trying to go down pit at the exact same time, and that's when those different pit strategies are gonna come into play. But right now we are back one to green, the exact same lineup as before. The 66 of Ralph still in the lead with the help of the 18 of Rick Mason, the 64 of Cody McFadden on the outside with the help of the 5 of Joshua Medlock. And the 81 of Travis Pryor, who was able to get the wave around the pace, are back on the lead lap once again here in the 22nd place spot, starting behind the 58 of James Peterson on this restart. He is further back in the pack here behind the field because he just actually rode off pit road this lap.
Yeah, most definitely here as we are getting ready to go back green flag racing here at Daytona International, the Daytona 85, the season kickoff for the Extreme Motorsports 99.com K&N Pro Series, sponsored by eyeball.co, your source for broadcasting overlays.
You see a couple of guys weaving left and right here, trying to put some of that heat into those tires to get ready to go green this time. By once again, they do exit turn 4 as we speak. That pace car will be taking a hard left, and the 66 of Ralph is still controlling this start, so the field does depend on him. Let's see what happens. That pace car is off. The green flag flies. They all put it down. 66 of Ralph does catch them off guard. The 64 of Cody was clear of the bottom lane, but still stays high. The 18 Rick Mason already on his inside line. 66 of Ralph does jump high to pick up 64 of Cody McFadden, but then goes back down low. Nope. Yes, he will go down low. And 64 of Cody will follow as he was clear there. So some good sportsmanship. He did pull him with him during that, using that little drop rope, getting up to speed. And the 5 of Josh Medlock is left out high and dry right now, just going from front to back in a hurry. Let's see if anybody's coming up. Yes, we do have some drivers coming up on his rear end, but he will lose more spots before they catch up to him. The next driver in line is the 19 of Andy Starcher, being pushed by 77 of Brian Westerman. And that restart right there did spread out this field. These guys still trying to catch each other. And Dave, further back in the pack, we do have some drivers falling off the pace on purpose to try and have enough time to react and pretty much stay out of trouble. Oh, we have something going on up front here. We have a big checkup up front. The green flag will still stay out. We have one driver come back out on the track. It's going to be the 25. That's the 25 of Christopher Clanton with some heavy damage on that machine. The wrecking entering turn 1 there as we have some cars smoking heavily, but the caution is still not gonna fly. 27 Gary Woodward, heavy smoke. 26 Ty Gibbs, heavy damage. Dave, let's back it up if we can. 26 of Ty Gibbs.
Well, as we pull up our Dre Broadcasting replay here, focusing on the 26 of Ty Gibbs, even though we were still under green flag, taking a look at him as he is coming across the start-finish line. There is vehicles off the track here. He gets loose trying to save it, gets down in the grass, keeps it off the wall. Good job by him as he comes through the grass and back out on the track.
Yeah, very unfortunate for him. Looks like some 3-wide action up front did bunch up the field. And 25 of Chris Clanton did get the worst end of that deal and didn't have control of his machine. Went down pit road speeding, went sideways, smacked the wall, and came back onto the track, having no control of his machine. But right now, the caution has been thrown as we have another wreck. The 88 is spun out sideways. And let's see who that is. That's the 88 of Brandon Slow. Let's back it up again if we can, Dave, and focus on the 88 of Brandon.
Yeah, it looks like it starts with the 30 of Timothy McBriar, gets into the 19. The 30 gets some good airtime there, keeps it going. The 19, man, his car is all smashed up, as that is going to bring out our third caution of the evening.
Oh, man, that is very unfortunate for all drivers involved. And Dave, as we speak right now, let's focus on the 30 of Timothy McBriar and the 22 of Garrett Robinson. Looks like the 30 might have blown his motor and is being pushed by the 22 of Garrett Robinson. Yep, Dave, that is exactly the case. A 30 of Tim, who went sky high during that incident. There's being pushed by the 22 of Garrett. Very, very good sportsmanship on the 22 of Garrett. Going back up, and once again, we're still being led by the 66 of Ralph van der Vorst. And most of these guys now have over 15 laps on their tires. So they just might be going down pit road. Yes, the 66 of Ralph does point that nose towards the pit entrance, and he will be followed by a few drivers. We have a lot more staying out than we had drivers pitting in. 64 of Cody will take over the race lead here on lap 18. And the next driver in line, next in line for the Lucky Dog, will be the 11 of Ken Ladd in the 18th place spot. And Dave, that leaves us with only 15 drivers on the lead lap. So that's a lot of drivers a lap down.
Yeah, we've had two big incidents here. A lot of cars getting loose here early at Daytona as they are just trying to get around here as we see the 26 there go around, trying to make his way down to pit road with a blown engine here as he is now working his way through turns 1 and 2, smoking heavily from that machine of his.
And Dave, focusing on the 11 of Ken Ladd, I'm not sure if he's going to get the Lucky Dog or choose to pit in to get that damage fixed, because that left front is not looking too pretty, and that definitely will affect the top speed of that car. It's always a very, very difficult decision to decide whether or not to pit in or get the Lucky Dog. But either way, it's going to be a win-win situation. But up front here, the 20, actually the 64 of Cody, still behind the pace car. We do have one driver going around the pace car. That's a 65 of Marty Ray. So the 11 of Ken Ladd did not get the Lucky Dog. That's because the 11 of Ken Ladd was involved in the incident. So that did disqualify him from the Lucky Dog position. That gave it to the next driver next in line, who was 65 of Marty Ray. And that does give us some time for a race interview. So let's focus on the 18 of Rick Mason. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we do have the 18 of Rick Mason up here. Get up there, Rick.
I got you. Go ahead.
How are you doing tonight, buddy?
Trying to stay out of trouble here, but other than that, doing good.
Oh, 10-4, brother. And looking at your machine right now, you do have a little bit of a dent in the rear end there, but it doesn't seem to be affecting you any whatsoever. But how's the race going besides that?
It's well, going as well as can be expected. You know, it's turning into a very defensive driving race here. But I'm just trying to stay out of the fender benders, and hopefully I can stay up here for a little while longer.
Oh, copy that. That sounds like a very, very good plan. And Rick, during practice, I was monitoring and watching over you guys racing. You guys were racing very, very hard. And with that said, that does mean you have a very, very strict field out here tonight. Do you think you have what it takes to bring this thing home?
Well, I think the key is to just stay out of the incidents and hopefully no mental mistakes, and we can at least get a top 5. That's what I'm hoping for.
Oh, 10-4, brother. I mean, we do wish you the best of luck with that. As once again, you are an amazing driver, amazing field here. And we do look forward to seeing you in victory lane, buddy. Good luck to you.
Thank you very much.
And that was the 18 of Rick Mason, currently in the second place spot. And we are now back 1 to green again here. 64 of Cody McFadden in the lead with the help of the 12 of Damian Crump on the inside line. The 18 of Rick Mason on the outside with the help of the 31 of Andrew Riley. And Andrew Riley new to top 5 at the moment.
Yeah, Sean, I think these drivers just need to calm down a little bit. I know they were full of season jitters here as we are having the season kickoff here tonight at Daytona. We still have 66 laps remaining. These drivers just kind of need to calm down, ride it out, let it play itself out here. As you said, we are back to 1 to green, with still being led by the 64 of Cody McFadden.
Yeah, and we will be going green with 16 drivers on the lead lap, crossing start finish line for lap number 21, which will give us 65 laps remaining. Also looking for the back in the pack here. Whoa, we have a long line of drivers a lap down, so we will be seeing a lot of hard racing for drivers trying to be in the spot for the lucky dog. So it will be quite a bumpy ride here, and we have so far the top 5. We have 6 drivers in the top 10 who have some kind of damage to these machines. So we have Damian Crump, heavy damage on the rear end, the 31 heavy damage on the roof, and some on the front end as well. So we will see how that affects them, if any, as they do have now 20 laps on their tires. They do exit turn 4 this time by going green.
Well, the pace car dips in. The green flag is going to fly. Cody McFadden hard on that throttle, but so is the 18 of Rick Mason on that outside, as they are staying pretty well bunched up here as they come across the start-finish line.
31 Andrew Riley was caught sleeping on the outside line. That will make the 18 of Rick Mason suffer. But he does have a 22. Actually, that's going to be the 81 of Travis Pryor, trying to assist the outside, but nope, he does ditch that outside line, drops down in the inside because the inside line is moving. The outside is at a standstill. So far, it hasn't gained momentum just yet. They do need more cars. They do need more help, but so far having no luck. That they have the 20 of Jacob Bell to the rescue on the outside. Going to be the 3rd car on the outside. That is better than 2. And also for the back in the pack, 25, Christopher Clanton right now falling off the pace, trying to separate himself from that lead pack. And that 12 of Damian Crump does help the 64 of Cody McFadden maintain that race lead here on lap number 22. They do have 22 of Garrett Robinson, 57 of Hunter McDaniel, and also the 81 of Travis Pryor assisting the bottom lane. The 18 of Rick Mason on the outside, trying his best to make it work with the 31 of Andrew, and also the 20 of, no, that's going to be 77 of Brian Westman coming out of nowhere to assist the outside.
Yeah, it looks like these front 3 are starting to pull away, but here comes the 18 of Mason on that outside with Andrew Riley there, and making a good move here on the outside as they get dumped by the 13 of Eli Green, who jumps down, but here comes the 81 of Travis Pryor to help on that outside there as they are starting to form that outside lane.
And that 77 of Brian Wasserman does dump the outside, goes low, and we did have a little bit of a shift there. Those guys went high, those machines did push high. The 20 of Jacob Bell will be the last car on the outside line, trying to increase that momentum, help increase the momentum of the outside. But so far having no luck. Well, Dave, something tells me the damage of both the 18 of Rick and the 31 of Andrew is affecting them.
That could be here, as it looks like that outside line is just not working that well, but they are not giving up. They are still pushing here as we see the 13 of Eli Green jump up in front of the 18 of Rick Mason, trying to excel towards the front.
Those leaders right now, the top 3 drivers, 22 Garrett Robinson, 12 Damian Crump, Cody McFadden, all having a Sunday drive so far. There's only so much they can do. They won't be able to pull away from this field because the draft is very, very strong, and their opponents are very, very close to them. 57 Hunter McDaniel being pushed by 77 of Brian Wasserman, and the 2 of, that's going to be the 2 of Taylor Gray. And the caution flies on lap 23. We will back it up and see who might have been involved in that.
Looks like that is going to take the 66 of Ralph Vandervorst in it, so we are going to focus on him as we pull the Dre broadcast and replay up and take a look here to see if we can see exactly what happened as they were running here on the outside, but looks like it started up in front of him, had a few cars spinning around. He had nowhere to go to miss it. Oh, that is going to take out a few more cars there, Sean.
Oh, yeah, very unfortunate indeed. The 18 Rick Mason involved, 03 Don Kidder Jr., 31 of Andrew Riley, all involved, got a big piece of that. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we will take our first commercial break for tonight's race here on lap number 25, so you guys can get your first round of popcorn and refreshments. We'll be right back, so stay tuned. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Daytona 85 for round 1 of the Extreme Motorsports 99 NASCAR Pro Can-Am Series, brought to you by ibog.co. Going back to the race, we do have the 57 of Hunter McDaniel in the lead, taking over the lead. That is a lead change right there. He does have 77 of Brian Wasserman in second, 13 Eli Green third, 20 Jacob Bell fourth, 86 of Adam Eisenhower fifth. And under this caution, we had a lot of drivers go down pit road. Before we went to commercial break, we had 64 of Cody leading, but he did pit in. But we have one driver who has the most laps on his tires. He has 24 laps, and that's the 24 of David Schneer. But everyone has less than 11 laps on theirs. So it's going to be interesting to see what kind of strategy that David has.
Well, Sean, the lights on the pace car are now off. They are getting ready to go back green flag racing here at Daytona, as we are now still 17 cars on the lead lap. We still have a handful of cars with 1 lap down, so they have the opportunity possibly to get back on the lead lap.
Oh yeah, we will see a lot of hard racing. Those guys trying their best to stay ahead of their opponents, so they can be able to be eligible to get that lucky dog, or maybe even try and get their laps back the hard way, Dave. You never know, they just might overtake these leaders on that third lane to try and get around the leaders, and that does mean they will be back on the lead lap that way. When the caution comes out, it will be waved around that pace car. Well, right now this lineup has 57 of Hunter McDaniel in the lead with help, 13 of Eli Green on the inside, 77 of Brian Wasserman on the outside of the help, with the 20 of Jacob Bell on this restart. And that 77 of Brian Wasserman has come a long way from 29th place to 2nd place, gaining 27 spots overall this far. So he will be definitely a driver to keep an eye out for, watch out for all night long tonight. Same as most of the other drivers we talked about, who we have seen from experience during practice or during the recruitment races as well. These guys are getting by some nice and tight. They do exit turn 4 this time by 57 of Hunter McDaniel, holding pace speed 80 miles an hour. The field does depend on him. And that pacer will be taking a hard left here. Surely he does take the hard left. The green flag does fly. He does not hesitate. Does put it down immediately. He does catch them off guard. 77 Brian Wasserman caught sleeping. 13 Eli Green will benefit from that. The 20 of Jacob Bell does 77 Brian Wasserman on the outside. He will stay high. He lets these guys go, and right now he does go from 2nd place, most likely 4th place, before the end of the backstretch to turn 3. The 12, Damian Crum, trying his best to get up to speed, having no help so far. 22, Garrett Robinson. 81, Travis Pryor. The 33 of Roger Buff. These guys all trying to get up to speed as we speak. But up front, we do have 13 of Eli Green leading the outside line. He did jump up the 77. Brian does not hesitate to assist him. And that's 64 the inside line. Cody McFadden will propel past these two drivers. Looks like the momentum was broken there quite a bit. They just did disconnect. The 13 of Eli Green did try and go down the bottom lane. The 12, Damian Crump versus 77 out of the way. He does go high to let the 12 Crump occupy that inside line. 77 is trying his best to side draft to get some air off those guys on the bottom lane. The 12, Damon taps the apron, almost goes sideways. That does stack up the field behind him, but no harm done. 22 of Garrett trying his best to get back up to speed after having to let off to avoid getting into trouble. And up front there on the high sideline, 33, Roger Buff goes to help the 77 of Brian Wasserman to get the outside line going. Eli Green trying his best to side draft the crap out of the outside line, but so far having no luck. 77, Brian Wasserman slingshot off turn 4. He just might take a third place spot. Yes, he does take it away from the 13 of Eli Green. Actually, looks like he did beat him by, they were tied at the line, and he gave it to 13 of Eli Green. At the same time, on the outside line, we have the 12 of Damian Crump trying his best to assist the momentum of the outside line, but the outside line is now disconnected. So they do have a lot more work to do. We have the driver as well joining them, the 22, Garrett Robinson. And further back in the pack, 86 of Adam Eisenhower, 65 of Marty Ray, and 66 on the outside, Ralph Vandervorst. That's 77 up front. Brian Wasserman does take over the race lead here. Yes, he does. By his nose here, away from the 33 of Roger Buff, who then clears him before turn 1. Will he stay high? Yes, he stays high to try and pull the 12 of Crump with him. At the same time, the 77 of Wasserman will come back with a big run off turn 2 with the help of 57 of Hunter McDaniel on the inside.
Yeah, these guys are definitely flying it down through here, looking at their speeds. They are hitting almost 205 mile an hour on the entry of these turns. So these cars are flying a lot quicker than the Monster Cup Energy because these guys do not have the plate restrictor. So these cars can do 200 plus mile an hour.
Oh yeah, and Dave for the back in the we have caution out. Was something that happened further back in the pack, but the lead pack here is secure. Gonna back it up and see who might have been involved in that.
Well, it looks like the 03 of Don Kidder Jr. was involved, so we are going to pull up the Dre broadcasting replay as he was running on the inside there of the 31 of Andrew Riley coming up on the 18. Oh, the 23 gets up into the car 18, and that just caused a big wreck. That causes all 4 of them heavy, heavy damage, but everybody else is going to be able to get around it.
Yeah, that was very, very unfortunate for all drivers involved in that. The 23, Benjamin Shields, did tap the apron, which did shoot him up the track into traffic. Yeah, he did have control of that, but very, very unfortunate for every single driver involved in that. And right now, as we speak, 23 is getting towed down to pit road. That car has had better days, has seen better days. It is beat in every way possible. And behind him as well, we did have a driver trying to coast in and had no choice but to get towed down a pit road. But going back up front, we are being led by the 33 of Roger Buff, the 12 Damian Crump second, 77 of Brian Wasserman third, the 20 of Jacob Bell fourth, the 13 of Eli Green fifth, the 57 of Hunter McDaniel sixth, 64 Cody McFadden seventh, 22 Garrett Robinson eighth, 81 of Travis Pryor ninth, and the 86 of Adam Eisenhower will round up the top 10 after starting in the 10th place spot. And Dave, the top 2 drivers, Roger Buff and the 12 of Damian Crump, have only 9 laps like almost every single other driver, but we have 3 drivers behind them, namely Brian Wasserman, Jacob Bell, and also Hunter McDaniel. These guys have 17 laps on their tires. It's going to be interesting to see exactly what happens to the drivers who have 17 laps on their tires.
Yeah, most definitely see who's going to pit and who isn't here as we are coming here to the commitment line. Is anybody going to pit? Looks like the 33 is going to make his way. The 77, the 13, all coming down on pit road.
The 12 of Damian Crump did decide to stay out and takes over the race lead here on lap number 35. Actually, we have more than half the drivers staying out and only a few down pit road. So Eli Green is on pit road, Brian Wasserman, Christopher Clanton as well. And the next driving lap, the lucky dog by the looks of it, is the 58 of James Peterson. Yes, it is. James Peterson does get the wave around the pace car back on the lead lap. On lap number 35 in the 16th place spot. So that does give us now 16 drivers on the lead lap. And this is also a good time to get a race interview in, so we will focus on the 12 of Damien Crump. Damien Crump, you gotta come up there, Damien.
Got you guys loud and clear.
Anytime, buddy.
Doing good. It's been a little bit chaotic, but trying to keep the car clean.
Oh, 10-4, yeah. Looks like your car has had better days. You have been beating and banging with all these opponents around you. You do have quite the rear end dent in that machine, but it has been doing an amazing job despite that. And what's the strategy for the whole entire race?
Well, it's gonna, I believe, come down to survival and fuel mileage. So while everybody's going in, I'm trying to make it to at least lap 60, and then we should be good on the way there.
Oh, copy that, buddy. And anybody you're working with, anybody we hope we should look forward to seeing you with in victory lane?
Anybody that I can get to push me or anybody I can push, I'll work with them. I'm an open guy as long as they keep it straight. But I'm gonna see if I can take this Florida Highway Patrol Chevy to the victory lane.
Oh, copy that, buddy. Well, good luck to you, and we do look forward to seeing you in victory lane.
All right, thank you, guys.
And that was the 12 of Damien Crump, our current race leader, who did decide to stay out with more than half the field with only 11 laps on his tires. And actually, a lot of drivers actually pitted in the second lap under this caution. So more than half the field has now pitted in, but the 20 of Jacob Bell behind him does have 19 laps on his tires, which is 18 laps more compared to the 12 of Damien Crump. And let's actually look further back in the field for another interview. Let's focus on the 34 of David Schneer. David Schneer, you got a cup there, bud?
10-4.
Hey, this buddy.
How's it going?
Good, how are you?
Good, good.
Well, buddy, we've noticed you've been out here just pretty much trying your best to stay alive. Started 16th, currently in the 14th place spot, and every single time we've seen you, your machine has been just pretty much spotless, not a single scratch on it. How the heck is that possible? Because half the cars right now do have quite a few dents in them and scratches.
Pure luck, I guess. Just trying to avoid the hopping cars right now.
Oh, 10-4, brother. And were you able to avoid that big wreck we had in turn one? The first wreck we had, I believe that was lap number 2, because it did wipe out a lot of drivers, including some drivers in the rear of the field, too.
I did get caught up in that one.
Oh, 10-4. Sorry to hear about that, but we are glad that you were able to get a brand new machine, and ever since then it has been kept spotless. And any teammates out there or anyone you're working with, we should expect to see you with in victory lane tonight.
No, I'm pretty much working solo right now.
Oh, copy that, brother. Well, you are now back one to green, but so far doing an amazing job. So keep doing exactly what you're doing, staying alive with a brand new machine. Good luck to you, buddy, and make us proud.
Thank you very much.
And that was David Schneer. But Dave, we are now back one to green this time by this lineup. 12 Damien Crump with the help of the 57 of Hunter McDaniel, the previous race leader. The 20 of Jacob Bell with the help of the 64 of Cody McFadden.
Yeah, definitely. Damien Crump's a good driver. Seen him in the recruitment races. He was definitely put down some quick lap times. But he's got some competition behind him here as we've got 16 cars on the lead lap as they are double file, ready to go back green flag racing here coming through turns 3.
Yeah, speaking of Damien Crump, yeah, he is an amazing driver. He was also in the Camping World Truck Series here last season for the Extreme Motorsports Series. So we do look forward to, we will keep an eye on him because he does know how to get the job done. And it looks like everybody right now does not have a teammate. Every single driver we've interviewed does not have anybody they're working with. So there's pretty much out there depending on their opponents. But right now we do exit turn 4. The pace will be ducking off as we speak. Yes, he ducks off. The green flag flies. He does put it down to 12. Damien Crump hammered at the floor. Then he does not catch anybody off guard. They are not caught sleeping this time. 57 Hunter McDonough, the rescue. The 12 Damien Crump. The 20 of Jacob Bell. 64 Cody McFadden trying his best to increase that speed before turn 1. 81 Travis Price, the rescue of the outside on the 64 of Cody McFadden and the 20 of Jacob Bell. Well, Dave, this is very interesting. I just noticed this time that as soon as the green flag flies before the exit of turn 2, we are only having about 3 to 4 cars on the outside, and everyone is going from high side to bottom lane as soon as they can.
Yeah, it looks like they want to ride that bottom lane here, try to get some green flag runs, and is the 20 of Jacob Bell jumps down in front of the 12 of Damian Crump, but Damian Crump jumps back up to the outside there to take over that outside lane here, but it looks like the 20 of Jacob Bell is going to lead that lap here. Actually, no, the 12 of Damian Crump is going to fight back and take that lap as well.
64 of Cody right now, just pretty much trying his best to push him. And Dave, what I've noticed about these cars is that they are very, very touchy. So when you're pushing, you need to be very, very careful because it is very easy to hook your opponent. As we see right now, these guys are backing off. 81 Travis Pryor and the 13 of Eli Green on the outside line, backing off. 64 of Cody doing his thing on the outside, but Cody right now most likely overheating because then he is keeping a gap in between him and the 12 of Damian Crump to avoid blowing that motor. The 12 of Crump does have a slingshot off turn 4. We will lead this lap to cross the start finish for lap number 40. The 20 of Jacob Bell trying his best to take it back. 57 of Hunter McDonough just might be overheating as well.
Yeah, these guys not only got to watch, but they have to watch their temperatures as these cars start to overheat.
Oh, we do have one driver. That's 86 Adam Eisenhower was shuffled off the track, almost got loose, almost spun out. He did go down to the apron and went from 9th place all the way back into way below the top 10. But he does have a lot of work to do right now. He does try and catch a driver of the 11 who is getting around him. That's going to be the 11 of Ken Ladd and the 43 of Charles Lemire. So he just might be able to hang on to the draft of these boys or these guys to try and catch up to them. And up front right now, we do have the 13 of Eli Green trying his best to make the outside line work, but nope, he does give up. He goes back down low. Yes, he blocks the run of the 81 of Travis Pryor, but then tries to get a slingshot off the 12 of Crump or the 22 of Garrett Robinson. He does so and will go from back to front here in a hurry. Nope, he just gets around the 22 of Garrett Robinson. Nicely done. At 12, Damian Crump trying to take back the race lead with the help of the 64 of Cody McFadden on the outside line, but so far having no luck. They do start losing some time here and there. The 13, Eli trying. Oh, the 22 got forced down the apron. He goes sideways, gets loose. He hangs on the 81 of Travis. Did back off to give him some room, enough room to save that machine. Now, some great driving, some great sportsmanship on these guys' part.
Yeah, I mean, that's got to be hard at 200 mile an hour to touch that apron and feel that car sliding out and be able to save it. But he did a good job as the 12 of Damian Crump leaves the 64 of Cody McFadden on the outside as he drops down. It looks like they are running single file. Nope, here he goes. The 12 is going to try to make a move on the outside, but he has absolutely no help as he is getting stung. But here comes the 13 of Eli Green jumping up with him. Also the 64 of Cody McFadden. As it looks like we might be going 3 wide. Nope. They are going to dump that top lane as they come across the start-finish line.
And Dave, further back in the pack, we do have some drivers in their own little packs. The 11 of Ken Ladd pulling on the 43 of Charles Lemire. And also behind them, they do have a driver lagging off. That's the 86 of Adam Eisenhower. He has lost their draft. So he is depending on the drivers behind him. So yeah, we do have another pack behind them. That's 34 of David Schneider leading this pack with the help of 31 Andrew Riley, 18 Rick Mason, 26 Ty Gibbs, and the caution flies here on lap number 42. We will back it up and see who just might have been involved in that. It looks like it happened entering turn number 3, entering turns 3 and 4. 77 Brian Wasserman was involved. The 2 of Taylor Gray was involved in that as well. Let's back it up and focus on the 2 of Taylor Gray.
Well, as we focus on the 2 of Taylor Gray, as he is running right there. Oh, he slides up and makes contact with the 77. It just totally came out on him here as we are going to rewind it and take a look from our blimp view here. Yeah, he just slides up the track, makes contact with the 77, putting the 77 into the wall, but everybody else is going to get around.
And by the looks of it, he had a bad hook. He had a reverse hook against the 81, or from the 81 of Travis Pryor there, which did shoot him off the track. So that's the thing I was talking about, how tricky it is to pushing with these K&N cars. But going back up front, we are being led by the 20 of Jacob Bell. He has the 57 of Hunter McDonough behind him, the 13 Eli Green third, 22 of Garrett Robinson fourth, and the 12 of Damian Crump in the 12th place spot. And at this point, these guys have over 18 laps on their tires for the most part. So that does mean most of them will most likely be pitting in. And this is lap number 44, cross and start finish for lap 45. So we will take our second commercial break of tonight's race here, so you guys can get another round of popcorn and refreshments. We'll be right back, so stay tuned.
You wanted the best, you got them for abreast. Often imitated, never duplicated. The greatest show on dirt, the World of Outlaws.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Daytona 85 for round one of the Extreme Motorsports 99 Pro Can-N Series, brought to you by ibog.co. iRacing Broadcast Overlay Graphics. Check them out at ibog.co. Well, going back to tonight's race, here we are being led by the 22 of Garrett Robinson, 58 James Peterson second, right behind him, 43 Charles Lemire third, the 34 of David Schneer fourth, and the 12 of Damian Crump in the fifth place spot. Dave, we are now back 1 to green on lap 47.
Yeah, we are running right now with 17 cars back on the lead lap here. They are definitely putting down some good lap times here. We are now just a little over halfway with 39 laps remaining here at Daytona.
Yeah, we definitely will keep an eye on all these drivers a lap down or more, because they will be racing very, very hard to try and get their laps back the hard way. Either Lucky Dog or maybe make the third lane work on the outside there, get around those leaders. We have 31 of Andrew Riley being shown next in line for it. 26 Ty Gibbs, 27 Gary Woolbert, 18 Rick Mason, 19 Andrew Starcher. We also have the 2 of Taylor Gray, 11 of Ken Ladd, 23 of Benjamin Schultz, 03 John Kidder Jr., 5 of Joshua Medlock as well. Going back up front here, that 43 of Charles Lemire will be assisting the 22 of Garrett Robinson, and the 43 of Charles is new to the top 5, new to the top 3, and the top 5 here on lap number 47. After starting a 33rd place spot, very, very impressive. Moved up a lot of spots, 30 spots, to get up here into the top 3 or top 5 with these leaders. Right now we do exit turn for these guys, getting bunched up nice and tight to get the best restart possible. Remember, the outside line is not the place to be in the first couple of laps. The pace car takes that hard left. 22 of Garrett puts it down. The green flag will fly the 43 all over his back bumper. 58 James, he's gonna suffer on the outside line. No help so far. The 12 Damian Crump, 81, trying his best to catch up on the outside line to the 44. Actually, that's going to be the 34 of David Schneer, who does try and catch up the 58 of James Peterson. And Peterson will start dropping like a rock here in a hurry on the exit of turn 2. As soon as those leaders on the bottom lane get the slingshot off the turn, the inside line is getting very, very bunched up. The 20 of Jacob Bell has nowhere to go. The 12 David Crump does switch lanes to assist 58 of James Peterson. Well, I spoke too soon. 58 of Peterson is not going to lose any spots just yet. He actually takes over the race lead here, entering turn 3. The 22 of Garrett comes up with the big one, entering turn 2 with the help of the 43 of Charles Lemire. The 12 Damian Crump is going to help the 58 of James hopefully lead this lap for start-finish line. Oh, the 20, Jacob Bell takes it 3 wide, 43 of Charles stays low, goes back to 2 wide, 34 of David did back off to let him have it. The 58 of James takes over the race lane, clears the bottom lane, and jumps in front of the 22 of Garrett Robinson, and that leaves the lead of the outside line to 12 of Damian Crump, who will be pushed by the 20 of Jacob Bell. And further back in the pack, Dave, we do have some drivers forming a pack of their own. We do have the 25 of Christopher Clanton with some heavy damage on that machine, but not to worry. The 31 of Andrew Riley's making sure he's being kept up to speed. 77 of Brian Wasserman as well, trying to challenge both these drivers. He is trying to catch up the draft of that lead pack so he can stay competitive with them. 26 will follow him on the outside, and this is 26 of Ty Gibbs.
Yeah, 26 of Ty Gibbs is trying to get around the 31 of Andrew Riley to get in that lucky dog spot, as they are battling it out here for that lucky dog spot in case we have another caution to get back on that lead lap, as we see the 77 of Brian Wasserman catching up to that lead pack that is still being led by the 58 of James Patterson here on lap 50 of 85, just 36 laps remaining.
Oh, we have some trouble on the track. The 31 goes sideways. Andrew Riley smacks the wall on his lid. He blows his motor. The caution flies on lap 49. Let's back that up and focus on the 31 of Andrew Riley on replay.
Well, as we pull up our Dre broadcast and replay here, we are going to rewind and focus on the 31. Looks like he was side by side. Oh, contact with the 25. That gets him down on the apron, up into that outside wall. Is going to put him on his lid, but he gets back on his wheels and Looks like he is going to have to tow because I don't think that car is running.
Oh, yeah, he is down pit road as we speak, being towed to pit road. Well, Dave, that makes one driver happy. That's 26. Ty Gibbs was able to get around him before that or after that to be in the in line for that lucky dog. So the 26 of Ty Gibbs will begin the wave around this time by to be back on the lead lap, and that will give us 18 drivers on the lead lap from 17.
Yeah, he was battling for that, so the 26 of Ty Gibbs that was involved in that first incident is going to get back on the lead lap here on lap 51 of 85 for the Daytona 85 here at the Extreme Motorsports 99.com K&N Pro Series, brought to you by eyeball.co. If you have seen a overlay or a race broadcasted here on YouTube, more than likely it was made by eyeball.co. So definitely check them out if you're looking for some awesome overlays.
And Dave, we do have a few drivers pitting in. We have Garrett pitting in. That's 22. Garrett Robinson. 20 of Jacob Bell, Cody McFadden, Ralph Van der Vorst, Adam Eisenhower, and also Roger Buff. Andrew Riley. Oh, Andrew Riley is being towed. And the 03 of Don Kittery Jr. All these guys down pit road. So we actually had more drivers stay out than the drivers who pitted in. We have one getting the lucky dog around the pace. So that's the 26 of Ty Gibbs finally getting his lap back after racing very hard against the 31 of Andrew Riley. And this does give us some time for a race interview. So let's focus on one driver who has been a hard charger so far, all the way from 33rd to 3rd this time. We do have 43 of Charles Lemire up here with us. Good copy, Charles.
Hey man, what's going on?
Good, how are you, buddy?
Good.
Well, buddy, looking at your stats right now, starting 33rd, moving up into the 3rd place spot here on lap number 52, but you did move up a long time ago, gaining 30 spots overall. How the heck did you manage to do that?
Drafting.
Oh, 10-4. Who are you drafting?
And some luck.
And some luck. Oh, 10-4. And do you have anybody who you're helping, or anybody who was helping you achieve this goal?
Let's see, I was behind the 22 for a long time, and then I think the Radical Racing guy.
Oh, 10-4. So you have no teammates?
No, I do not.
Oh, copy that. Well, sounds like just everybody else we interviewed, no teammates whatsoever. This is a new series with the Extreme Motorsports Pro K&N series. What's strategy from now on, buddy? Anything in mind?
Say what?
Saying what's the strategy from now on until the end of the race?
Keep out of trouble and finish first.
Oh, 10-4, brother. Well, you have accomplished a lot this far, and you won't stop just yet. So good luck to you, buddy, and make us proud.
Thanks a lot. Appreciate it.
And that was a 43 of Charles Lemire, starting in the 33rd place spot and currently in the 3rd place position. And we do have... scratch that. Well, going back to the race here, the 58 of James Peterson still in the lead with the help of the 12 of Damian Crump. And once again, the 26 Ty Gibbs was able to get that lucky dog back on the lead lap. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we are being joined by a special guest, the 18. Well, one of the admins here, Rick Donathan. Good to come up there, Rick.
Absolutely, Sean. How are you this evening?
Good, how are you, buddy?
I am doing great, man. I tell you what a race we're seeing. Some of these guys under a 2,000 I rating battling it out with an equal playing field out here. Just want to come up and join in over here with our viewers, and just want to say thank you to the viewers out there chiming in and tuning in with you guys this week. Want to give a shout out there to UNC Racer 20, Carol Winikoff. Not sure if I got that name. Not sure if I got that name right there, Sean. Pat T, I want to thank you guys for tuning in this week. Want to let everybody know about the Truck Series race that we're going to be kicking off tomorrow night, Sean, that you guys are going to be broadcasting.
Oh, absolutely. The Truck Series race tomorrow will be at Daytona International Speedway. It will be entitled the Daytona 85. Just the same as tonight's race here with the K&N Pro Series. Very, very excited about tomorrow night's race as well.
Absolutely. We're looking at a good field for tomorrow night, but I tell you tonight, not quite sure who's going to win this race. I know that guys, we've had a few cautions more than what we'd like to see shown, but I tell you what, these guys were really pumped tonight. They're so excited. They've still got the butterflies running around in their stomach, and I know that they got white knuckles out there gripping that steering wheel as hard as they can to get these cars to the end of the race here. I want to give a shout out there to James Wormsley as well.
Yeah, these are amazing drivers here, Rick. We have seen a lot of lead changes this far, and it's not at the end just yet. A lot more lead changes to come. We have had a lot of guys going from 33rd place to 3rd place, like the driver just interviewed at 43 of Charles Lemire. So, man, we have a lot of guys who know how to get the job done, and it's going to be an amazing race into the finish.
Absolutely. Just want to say, folks, make sure to hit that like button out there. Dre Broadcasting bringing you all the action here this evening. Show these guys you appreciate what they're doing up in the booth here. Make sure to hit that like button. Sean, I'm going to jump back down in the admin booth. You guys have a good evening. Talk to you soon.
Thank you, Rick. You too. And that was one of the admins here, the 18 of Rick Jonathan. But we do have another caution here. Looks like Race Control did throw another caution. Just might have been a debris caution, but we're going to see if there was anything on the field that we might have missed. Yeah, Dave, I don't seem to be finding anything, so it looks like it was just a debris caution here on lap 55.
Yeah, it looks like there was some debris on the track, so they are going to take a little extra time, get it cleaned up here, get these guys relined back up and ready to go back racing here, as we are now 31 laps remaining here in tonight's race.
Oh, and Dave, we do have a new driver to the top 10, a driver we've spoken much of, if any, tonight. E41 of Dennis St. Germain in the 7th place spot behind the 13 of Ellie Green. It is amazing. The longer the race goes, the more the race goes, the newer faces we see up here in the top 20, top 10, and top 5, and in the podium as well, as we do see a lot of guys going from front to back, back to front in a hurry. And unfortunately, we have lost one driver retiring for the night. That's the 5 of Joshua Medlock, but we definitely do look forward to seeing him back again next week at Atlanta Motor Speedway. For the most part, Dave, a lot of drivers decided to stay out under this caution. The 43, Charles Lemire, did give away the 3rd place spot. He did give up the 3rd place position by going down to pit road, and he will be followed by Ralph Vandervorst and also Roger Buff, Adam Eisenhower, and Martin Ray. And since we keep having new drivers here in the field, we will be getting more interviews in. Let's actually focus on the 41 of Dennis. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we do have the 41 of Dennis St. Germain up here. That's gotta come up there, Dennis.
Yeah.
How you doing, buddy?
Sure.
Oh, looks like you're in the wrong room there, Dennis. You got a copy there, bud? Unfortunately, we're not able to get communications with with Dennis just yet, but we will keep trying before the race is over. But that does give us some time to get an interview with a different driver. Let's focus on the 77 of Brian Wasserman. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we do have the 77 of Brian up here. That's get up there, Brian.
Hey, how are you?
Good, how are you, buddy?
Good.
Well, man, we've been seeing you up here just trying your best to take away as many spots as you can, be a helping bumper every now and then, and take the draft from somebody every now and then. Starting 29th, currently 7th place. How's it going so far?
Going well. Just trying to avoid as much trouble as I can. I haven't had 100% good luck with that, but I'm happy with my position at this moment in time.
Oh, 10-4, brother, and you are headed the right direction. We did notice you went to the back a couple of times here and there, but you are back up front. Do you plan on going the same direction until the very end?
Absolutely. Trying to work it up to that number 1 spot.
Oh, 10-4, brother. And we talked to a lot of other drivers. We have noticed that a lot of guys do not have any teammates. Do you have anybody depending on?
No, I'm out here all by my lonesome. No teammates tonight.
Oh, 10-4, man. Well, wish you the best of luck. You are doing an amazing job on your own. You've made it this far. You can bring this thing home on your own. So good luck to you, buddy, and make us proud.
Thank you, sir. Appreciate it.
And that was 77 of Brian Wasserman in the 7th place spot, still being led by 58 of James Peterson. And so far, let's see, 22. James Peterson has 22 laps on his tires. Only him and the 41 of Dennis Saint-Germain have 22 laps on their tires, and everybody else has less than 15 laps on theirs. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens. But Dave, we do need one more pit stop for these guys to make it.
Yeah, most definitely with 28 laps to go. Hopefully we can get a great run in here and definitely see maybe some green flag pit stops here tonight. As Rick said earlier, these drivers still got the butterflies from the kickoff of the season for a brand new series, the ExtremeMotorsports99.com K&N Pro Series, sponsored by iBalg.co, your source for iRacing broadcasting graphics.
And also next week's race at Atlanta Motor Speedway, will be sponsored by IBOG, which is iRacing broadcast overlay graphics like Dave had pointed out. So check them out at ibog.co. Well, we are now back one to green here, being led by the 58 of James with the help of the 81 of Travis Pryor. The 12 of Damian Crump leads the outside with the help of 57 of Hunter McDaniel.
As the pace car here brings them into turn 3, we have James Peterson, Damian Crump in the front row, Travis Pryor, Hunter McDaniel in the next row, Eli Green, Dennis St. Germain in the 3rd row, Brian Wasserman and Jacob Bell in the 4th row, Cody McFadden and Ty Gibbs, who has made his way up into the number 10 spot for that 5th row here, as the pace car now exits turn number 4. We are getting ready to go back green flag racing here at Daytona International Speedway in the K&N Pro Series, sponsored by iBalg. As these guys come through, the pace car is off. The green flag flies. Off goes James Peterson. He gets a good run, but right there on the outside, the 12 of Damian Crump is definitely keeping sights with him as these guys are battling it out. Meanwhile, 81 of Travis Pryor now becomes the new leader of the outside as Damian Crump jumps on the inside there behind the 58 of James Peterson, as we have a big wreck right behind him.
Oh, big wreck indeed in between turns 1 and 2. The 2 has been involved. That's Taylor Gray, 43 Charles Lemire, 22 Garrett Robinson, the 26 Ty Gibbs, also the 41 Dennis Saint-Germain, 77 of Brian Wasserman caught flying in the air, the 20 of Jacob Bell, the 36 of Jason Eisenhower. Let's go back on replay and focus on the, let's focus on the 41 of Dennis Saint-Germain.
Yeah, as we saw the 41 get pushed and just kind of lose it. wrecks out in front and collects a lot of cars there, as these guys are definitely battling it out as you see cars flying up along the wall.
Yeah, it comes down to what we talked about, how touchy these machines are. It's very easy to hook your opponent while pushing them, so you have to be very square. And that's exactly what happened there. It just went from good to bad in a hurry, as the drivers couldn't keep up with that just yet. But that was very, very unfortunate for all drivers involved in that 41. Dennis Saint-Germain, heavy smoke as we speak, trying to make his way down to pit road. Hopefully he can make it, because with all that smoke, these things do overheat and do blow up in a hurry. By looks of it, he will be able to make it to his pit stall here, hopefully. But going back after the 58 of James Peterson, still in the lead with the help of the 81 of Travis Pryor, the 12 of Damian Crump third, 13 Ellie Green fourth, and the 57 of Hunter McDaniel in the fifth place spot.
Well, now that we are under caution here again at Daytona, we are going to step away for our final commercial break of the night. Give everyone a chance to get a refill of drinks and snacks, and we will be right back.
Racing, you wanted the best, you got them four abreast, often imitated, never duplicated, the greatest show on dirt, the World of Outlaws.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Daytona 85 as round one of the Extreme Motorsports 99 NASCAR Pro Can-Am Series, brought to you by IBOG. iRacing Broadcast Overlay Graphics. Check them out at ibog.co. Well, going back to the race here, we are being led by the 81 of Travis Pryor, the 12 Damian Crump second, the 57 of Hunter McDaniels third, 58 of James Peterson fourth, and 33 of Roger Buff in the fifth place spot. And looking at my stats right now, we do have the top three drivers with 18 laps on their tires. with 24 laps remaining in tonight's race, while everybody else has less than 5 laps on their tires. And we have the top 3 drivers: Travis Pryor to Damian Crump, 57 of Hunter McDaniels. These guys have been saving gas, trying to push it, see if they can be able to make it. But from calculations, they will not be able to make it. But everybody else who pitted in, who has less than 5 laps at the moment, will be able to make it.
Yeah, most definitely here as we are now 23 laps to go. We are going to have 22 laps remaining here once we go back under green flag conditions, as the pace car is now bringing them through turns 1 and 2.
Yeah, thinking about it, you know, these guys, these drivers know better than we do. So hey, you just might be surprised. They just might know exactly what they're doing. Also looking for the back in the pack, Dave. Oh, we actually now have 12 drivers on the lead lap. Last time we had 18 drivers on the lead lap, but that last big wreck did take out a lot more drivers. The 86 of Adam Eisenhower being the last car on the lead lap. 20 Jacob Bell being the first car lap down. 22 Garrett Robinson. 19 Andy Stacher. The 18 Rick Mason. 43 Charles Lemire. 25 Christopher Clanton has disconnected, unfortunately. 41 of Dennis St. Germain. 77 of Brian Westerman. 22 of Ty Gibbs. 23 of Benjamin Schultz. 2 of Taylor Gray, the 11 of Ken Ladd, 31 of Andrew Riley, all 3 Don Kidder Jr., all these guys a lap or more down. That is very, very unfortunate to see. But right now, these guys do get bunched up nice and tight, exiting turn 4 this time by cross start finish line to have 22 laps remaining, being led by the 81 of Travis Pryor. The pace car takes a hard left, it dips off the green flag, flies immediately to 81. Travis puts it down to 12. Damian Crump was not caught sleeping. 58, James Peterson trying his best to catch up. 57, Hunter McDaniel did get a better start than everybody did. At 13, Eli Green changes lanes down to the outside line, goes down to that bottom to help the 57 of Hunter McDaniel, and at 81 of Travis Pryor. And for the back behind them, we have 34 of David Schneer trying to catch up to all these drivers. These guys all still get up to speed as we speak. 64 of Cody McFadden, 66 on the outside line, Ralph Vanderforce as well, trying to make the outside line work on his own, the side drive. And for the back in the pack, 78 of Leonard West right now, just going to the back of the pack, trying to separate himself from that lead pack. He does get overtaken by the 20 of Jacob Bell and the 43 of Charles Lemire. Also for the back of the battle, going between the 03 of Don Kidder Jr. and also the 36 of Jason Eisenhower. He's featuring the 22 of Garrett Robinson, who does go low. So this is 36 on the inside. And we also have some badly damaged machines here, but still going nice and strong. Don Kidder in the 03 being one of those drivers, and the 30 of Timothy McBrayer, the driver who went sky high not too long ago, is still being out there trying his best to stay as competitive as he can, while trying to put in as many laps as he can to get the most points possible. He is pushing about 181 miles an hour max speed. That machine is quite beat up, and he's being shown 38 laps down. That is a lot of determination. That does say a lot about the driver. That's amazing.
Yeah, most definitely. Going back up front, we are still being led by the 81 of Travis Pryor with the 57 of Hunter McDaniel behind him. Also the 12 of Damian Crump, 58 of James Peterson. It looks like the 13 of Eli Green is trying to work that outside, but he is just getting no help as he is being smoke trained here through the front stretch. As it looks like they are going to jump down into single file here in the lead pack.
Yep, all single file from first place to 8th place. 27 Gary Wood trying his best to hang on to the draft. Other 66 of Ralph Vanderforce, who is the next car in line. And the 20 Jacob Bell is also trying his best to catch up to the 27 of Gary Woolbot, because there is quite the gap in between them. 43 Charles Lemire will pick up the 36 of Jason Eisenhower and the 22 of Garrett Robinson, who all go single file to assist each other. But all these 3 guys are pushing about 180 miles and climbing. So they are losing quite a bit of time to those leaders out there who are pushing about 200 plus on the backstretch. Also for the back in the pack, the 19 of Andy Starcher has lost the draft. Right now he is just trying his best to avoid going more laps down. He has a driver approaching up, coming up behind him. That's going to be the 03 of Don Kidder Jr. 78 of Leonard West as well, trying his best to catch up to the draft of the 22 of Garrett Robinson, 43 Charles Lamar, and the 36 of Jason Eisenhower. 12 of Damian Crump up front does jump to the outside to start making the outside line work. The 13, Ellie Green, will follow him, but the 58 of James decides to stay down to the bottom lane to assist the momentum of the bottom lane. And at this point, the 57 of Hunter McDaniel has been pushing for way too long, so he is overheating and most likely is vulnerable to making the 81 of Travis Pryor lose that lead. But so far, doing an amazing job helping him maintain that lead for now. The 12, Damian Crump, 13 of Eli Green, trying their best to make the outside line work, but so far having no luck because they don't have many cars, or don't have enough cars on the outside helping.
Well, they're definitely doing a good job with just the 2-car push on the outside, but they are just not fast enough to get up in front of the 81 of Travis Pryor, as we are now 17 laps remaining here for the checkered flag here at Daytona International.
If that 13, Eli Green, seems to be getting a little bit loose on the outside line. The back end almost snapped around that lap. So maybe something about those tires there. But just like I talked about, those top 3 drivers did have more laps on their tires compared to everybody else. So that just might affect their performance. And now we have 16 laps remaining in this race. The 86 of Eisenhower in the back is riding single file behind the 65 of Marty Ray and the 33 of Roger Buff. These guys are being shown about 17 seconds behind the lead pack. And Dave, these guys being led by 33 of Roger Buff in this pack's 19 seconds back now. They just lost 2 seconds that lap. They do have some guys catching up behind them, so this pack just might become bigger, and that will increase their speed, and they will lose less time, or actually even gain time against those leaders. They do have the 05 Tommy Amasi, the 23 big run. That's Benjamin Schultz. He does go low down the apron. Let's move the 66. Oh, he does succeed. The 66 moves high with everybody else. And the 23 of Benjamin does occupy the inside. Looks like all these drivers just pretty much letting him by, trying their best to stay as far as possible away from that lead pack.
Speaking of the lead pack, it looks like they are all running single file here as we are being led by the 81 of Travis Pryor, Hunter McDaniel in second, Eli Green third, Damian Crump fourth, David Schneider in fifth, Ralph Vandervorst in sixth, James Peterson seventh, Cody McFadden eighth, Gary Wolbert running in ninth, and the 33 of Roger Buff rounding out your top 10.
So for the back in the pack, 22 of Garrett Robinson is losing. Oh, the 43 gets into the wall on the high side. That does make him lose that speed. That's 43 of Charles Lamar, but he gets off the track to get away from traffic, and the caution will fly here on lap number, that's number 72. We'll back up and take a look at who might have been involved in that.
Oh, that's going to be the 80.
Yeah, that's 81 of Travis Pryor. Holy cow, looks like a bad hook from the rear end while pushing from the 57 of Hunter McDaniel. Very, very unfortunate. Going back up front, Dave, we do have the 57 of Hunter McDaniel in the lead, and his machine not looking too pretty. That front end has got some right front damage, but this caution, some drivers are happy to see it. Actually, 3 drivers are very happy to see it. Hunter McDaniel himself, Damian Crump, and also the 81 of Travis Pryor. Those guys did stay out and were not going to be able to make it, but now they will be able to make it since they'll be able to pit in.
Yeah, most definitely, Sean, here as we are coming down on the late stages of tonight's race. 13 laps to go as the pace car is now bringing them out of turn 4 here. I don't think we're going to see too many people pitting here with only 10 cars left on the lead lap.
Yeah, most drivers most likely will be deciding to stay out because we did have only 3 drivers needed to pit in, but everybody else was set. And that 20 of Jacob Bell is going to be the next driver or the driver in line for the Lucky Dog. So let's see if he gets it. Yes, he does. He pulls out of that line. He will put the hammer down. The floor gets the Lucky Dog back on the lead lap here on lap number 74 in the 12th place spot. So congratulations to the 20 of Jacob Bell. And now the next driver in line is going to be 22 of Garrett Robinson. And up front, we are being led by the 13 of Eli Green, with the 66 of Ralph Vandervoort second, 57 of Hunter McDaniel third, 58 James Peterson fourth, and the 12 of Damian Crump in the 5th place spot. And that does give us some time for a race interview. So let's focus on the 13 of Eli Green. Eli Green, got a cup there, bud?
Yep.
How you doing tonight, buddy?
Good. How are you?
Doing good too, thank you. Well, buddy, you have been doing an amazing job out there. We've seen you just pretty much riding every single lane possible, trying to get runs against these drivers. And we noticed that for the most part, you were trying your best to work with the 12 of Damian Crump on the outside, but nobody else was trying to make the outside line work. What's so special about the inside line, buddy? Anything special about it?
They're really pretty much the same on that last run. We got pushed on the backstretch. We were catching up, and then we lost them the turn. So it really equals out there. The inside lane does sometimes help when the person on the outside doesn't have as many people to help them out.
Oh, 10-4, brother. That does make a lot of sense. And also notice on that last run there on the when pushing on the 12 on the outside, you were getting a little bit loose. You notice your back end was coming up a little bit higher, entering the turns. Were you feeling anything? Were you feeling it?
I mean, it felt pretty good. I did not have an issue, really. I didn't feel loose. There was a little bit. I may have one time I was jerking at the wheel a little bit. But otherwise, I think it's okay, and my tires are not that old, so I think I can make it.
Oh, 10-4, brother. Very, very glad to hear that. I guess in that case, looks can be deceiving. Well, brother, you are in the lead here. So after starting in 7th place spot, you have been headed the right direction. This is a green flag drop. So good luck to you, buddy, and we do hope to see you in victory lane.
All right, thank you.
And that was our current race leader, the 13 of Eli Green. And at the moment, we had a lot of drivers go down. Well, not too many drivers, but a few drivers did go down. And the top 3 drivers who decided to stay out the last caution flag so they could be able to make it all the way. And once we go green, I believe we just might have 9 to 10 laps remaining, Dave. So it is go time.
Yeah, all jokes aside, these guys know that they want to take away the first win of the season here in the Extreme Motorsports 99.com K&N Pro Series, sponsored by iBog.co, your iRacing broadcast overlays and designs. So definitely give them a check out. Great guys to work with as they are sponsoring here in the K&N Pro Series.
The lights on pace car do finally turn off. We are back 1 to green. Yes, when we cross the start finish line, we will be we'll have 9 laps remaining. We have the 13 Eli Green in the lead with 58 of James on his rear end, 66 of Ralph Vandervoort in the lead on the outside with the help of the 27 of Gary Woolbot assisting him on the outside line. The 33 Roger Buff, 65 Marty Ray, 86 Adam Eisenhower, 64 of Cody McFadden, 12 Damian Crump, 34 of David Schneer, and that does round up the top 10. further back in the pack, drivers unspoken match of tonight, but still going nice and strong. That's a 19. Andy Starcher being one of them. Back there in the 16th place spot. He will be racing against the 43 of Charles Lemire because they are both 2 laps down. So they will be racing for position there, and they are right next to each other, which will make things very, very interesting. Right now we do enter turns number 3 and 4. Entering turn 3 this time by the 13 of Eli Green. We will lead them on the exit of 4. Well, every single driver here does not have a teammate, so it's going to make things very, very interesting for the checkered flag. All these guys are trying to win it, but unfortunately we can only have one winner on the exit to turn 4 here. These guys getting bunched up nice and tight, going green this time by with 9 laps to go. The pace car dips off. The green flag flies. The 13 of Eli Dance put it down to the floor. The 58 James Peterson right on his rear end. The 66 on the outside line. Caught sleeping quite a bit. 27 Gary Wood as well did get caught sleeping and will help. That will make the 66 of Ralph suffer on the outside line, but the inside does get stacked up, and the outside just might be the place to be entering turns 1 and 2. They have a big checkup as some drivers on the bottom lane did tap at the apron. 58 James doing an amazing job pushing 13 of Eli Green on the outside, and the caution will fly here on lap 77. We'll back up and see who might have been involved in that. Oh, the 23 of Benjamin Shields was involved in that. Let's focus on the 23 of Benjamin on replay.
As we take a look here at the replay, focusing on the 23 machine, looks like he is running, gets up into the 30 of Timothy McBrayer, and then he goes on his roof, and everybody else is able to get around him. So just minor damage to his machine, as it looks like he is going to get it towed down on the pit road.
Yeah, very, very unfortunate for all drivers involved in that. And once we go green, we will have less than 5 laps remaining. And the next caution after that will end the race under caution. But going back to the lead here, 13 of Eli Green still in the lead. 58 James Peterson second. 66 of Ralph Vanderforst third. 33 Roger Buff was able to sneak up in the top 5 again. 27 Gary Woolbot in the 5th place spot. And the next driver in line next for Lucky Dog is the 81 of Travis Pryor. Going to be getting his lap back this time by. This is the perfect time to get your lap back, but he will have quite a little bit of work to do here to get through the field to try and get back up there to the front. But this is lap number 78, and he's back on the lead lap, so that's going to give us 13 drivers on the lead lap. The next driver in line, the 22 of Garrett Robinson. And ladies and gentlemen, thank you once again for watching here, for tuning in for race number 1, Daytona 85 of the Extreme Motorsports 99 Pro Can N Series, brought to you by IBOG, or iRacing Broadcast Overlay Graphics. Check them out at ibog.co for all overlays. Yep, 81 of Travis Pryor does get the wave around the pace car back on the lead lap here on lap number 79.
Yeah, it looks like we're going to have about 5 to 4 laps shootout here for the checkered flag tonight. This is going to get exciting. These drivers are not going to stand down and just take it. They are going to be fighting to come away with win of the first race of the season.
Oh, definitely. That's going to be a very, very good first impression before next race at Atlanta Motor Speedway, brought to you as well by IBOG. Sponsored by IBOG. That's #1 source for iRacing broadcasting overlays. And Atlanta, Dave, is a very, very amazing track, so we should expect to see a lot of great competition. And unlike this one, it's not all about the draft. So it will be very interesting to see who brings it home.
Well, Sean, during the off-season, we did run some races here in the K&N cars at Atlanta, and I can tell you It was fun running with these guys. I think the one race I was in only had about one caution, so these guys know how to run to Atlanta, and as you said, it will be exciting. So we should have it. Actually, all the races this season will be exciting with all these drivers, because it's hard to just pick which one's going to win.
Oh yeah, it's very, very unpredictable. You might have the skill, but hey, it's not all about skill most of the time. You know, all these guys are amazing. They do know how to get the job done. Most of them are new to each other. So they're just pretty much getting used to being around each other, and before they can advance into the other series like the Track Series, Xfinity Series, or the Cup Series here at the Extreme Motorsports 99. And this does give us some time to get a race interview in. So let's focus on one of the drivers. Let's pull up the 23 of Benjamin Schultz. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we do have the 23 of Benjamin up here. That's good up there, bud.
I got my butt handed to me.
Oh man, we're sorry to hear about that. Yeah, we noticed you didn't have the best race. Right now you're down period with a very, very damaged machine, retiring for the night. But besides that, how's your experience with the first race besides the wreck? How's the racing?
Oh, it's great. I just need to learn a lot more.
Oh, copy that. And do you have any experience at Atlanta? Because that's where we're going to be next week. Hopefully you can redeem yourself there.
No, actually, this was my very first race I've ever raced in iRacing.
Oh,
and I've never practiced on those other tracks yet.
Oh, well, welcome to iRacing. It's good to have you. You're going to have an amazing time. And here at the Extreme Motorsports, these guys do know how to get the job done. So you will be, you will have an amazing time. And hopefully you can get along with a lot of drivers because they do know how to get the job done. And you can learn a few things every now and then, buddy. But any plans to practice before then?
I can't hear you right now. Somebody's talking in my ear. Sorry.
Oh, it's all good.
Okay,
well, brother.
What was it you said?
Oh, just asking, do you have any plans to practice 24/7 before Atlanta next week?
Oh, yes, for sure. I'm going to get the track and I'm going to practice on as much as I can. And hopefully I'll do a little bit better in the next race.
Well, buddy, we do wish you the best of luck there as well. We wish you the best of luck there. And hopefully you can have a better race than you had tonight. And we look for, once again, congratulations on getting on iRacing. You're going to have an amazing time, buddy.
Thank you very much.
And that was 23 of Benjamin Schultz. First time iRacer. Well, Dave, it's an amazing thing to pick up new iRacers every now and then. And especially him having his first race at the Extreme Motorsports.
Yeah, most definitely here. He's going to learn a lot from these guys. They're all really good sportsmen. They'll take a new driver under the wing, show him some things. I'm looking for some great things to come from him, from the 23 of Benjamin Schultz, as we are now getting ready to go back green flag racing with 4 laps to go when we get the green flag. A 4-lap shootout here for the checker flag.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, hang on to your seats. It's going to be a bumpy ride. We will have 4 laps remaining once we cross the start finish line for the green flag. And that means if we have a caution, it will end the race under yellow. And we are being led by the 13 of Eli Green with the help of the 66 of Ralph. 58 of James on the outside with the help of 33 of Roger Buff exiting turn 4, this time by going green for the final time. The pace car dips for the green flag, flies the 13 of Eli, does not hesitate, he does put it down, he does catch them off guard, 66 on the inside of the 58 of Peterson, who gets left out to dry, and we'll actually fall back in line behind the 66 of Ralph Vanderforce, but nope, he does decide to stay high to overtake the 66 on the outside with the help of the side draft. 13 of Eli does jump up there to help him. Nope, he jumped up to block his run. 58 has no chance, but he's back up. He has someone behind him. Oh man, something's going on here. He will get shepherded out from 3rd place to the back of the pack in a hurry. So much is going on, I'm losing my words. Can't find my words just yet. We have a big wreck entering turn 3. The 20's involved. Big wreck. The caution flies. The 65 Marty Ray involved. The 20 involved. 58 James Peterson. The 20 Jacob Bell. 64 McFadden. The 36 was able to sneak past that. The 22 of Garrett Robinson, 33 of Roger Buff, the 57 of Hunter McDaniel on his roof, the 43 of Charles Lemire as well. Holy cow. Let's back that up and focus on the 33 of Roger Buff.
Well, looking here from the blip, Sean, they were 4 wide coming into the turn there. They were running 4 wide up front, just got a little loose there, made some contact, cars checking up. Man, that is some big junk there into turn number 1. That is going to end our race, and it looks like the 12 of Damian Crump is going to be our race winner here for race 1 in the Extreme Motorsports 99.com K&N Pro Series, sponsored by eyeball.co.
Oh man, what a finish. What an end to this race with a big junk there in turn 3. And I'm not sure if this wreck was bigger than the previous one we had before. But most likely not, because the other one did wipe out a lot of drivers, but very, very unfortunate for all drivers involved. Hopefully they still have that backup car handy so I can be able to go there and get that brand new car and be able to finish this race. But yeah, the 12 of Damian Crump will bring this thing home. 27 of Gary Wood second, the 66 of Ralph Vanderforst third, 34 of David Schneer fourth, 58 of James Peterson will round up the top 5. And the 22 of Garrett was involved in that incident. That brought up the caution. So that most likely does void his chance at getting that lucky dog, even though he is the next driver in line for the lucky dog.
Yeah, that's unfortunate. That's not how we wanted to end the race, but we are going to end the race under the yellow flag here tonight with Damian Crump taking away the victory here at race number 1.
Oh, and David, 22 of Garrett Robinson was actually able to get that lucky dog. Gets his lap back here on lap number 84, right before the white flag. Very, very nicely done. And that will give us only 11 drivers on the lead lap. And the 33 of Roger Buff still going nice and strong. Some heavy damage. We're looking at the cars that are damaged. The 88 of Brandon Slaw. I haven't spoken much of him tonight, but he has been here tonight. An amazing driver as well back there in the pack. Currently being shown in 27th place spot. He was involved early on. That's why we didn't see much of him. He's being shown 30 laps down. So he just came off pit road. This pit crew was busy at work trying to get that machine back up and running on the field.
As we see right now, the 12 of Damian Crump coming into turn 3 and 4, getting ready to take the white flag. What an exciting race here as we take a look at our race report. We have had 14 lead changes here tonight. We have actually had a caution-filled race with 12 cautions, but you know what? These guys just getting those race jitters out of their stomachs as this new series is kicking off here at Extreme Motorsports 99.com.
Oh, absolutely. We should expect to see an amazing race next week at Atlanta Motor Speedway. He will be. That is a great track, and he does bring the best out of these drivers. It's not all about the draft, so that will be a different type of race compared to Daytona or Super Speedway like Daytona. And that 27 Gary Wood as well in the 3rd place spot. Barely made it to 3rd place with a damaged machine after also getting involved in that little incident there. And Dave, this is the white flag, the last lap of tonight's race here, and that 12 Damian Crump will bring this thing home unchallenged. And also 66 of Ralph Vanderforst does have some heavy damage on the machine, and so does 12 of Damian Crump. Yeah, he still has that dent that he had from, I guess, 60 laps ago. But it looks like it didn't affect him whatsoever because he was able to bring this thing home without any trouble.
Well, as the 12 of Damian Crump comes out of turn 4, he is going to take the checkered flag here at the Daytona 85, the season kickoff here in the Extreme Motorsports 99.com K&N Pro Series, sponsored by ibog.co. That's ibog.co. Give them a check out for all your iRacing broadcasting, overlays, and graphics.
And he does finally cross the start finish on the checkered flag. And Dave, let's ride with him so we can watch him go for his victory lap. And hopefully we do see a smoke show. And we will be interviewing the top 4 drivers: 12 Damian Crump, 66 of Ralph Vanderforst, 27 Gary Woolworth, 86 of Adam Eisenhower as well. As we do focus on tonight's race, number 12 of Damian Crump. Damian, burn it down, please. Burn that sucker down. Blind us. Oh, that is tonight's race number 12, Damian Crump. Gotta come up there again, bud.
Yeah, I got you guys. I'm just really emotional right now.
Oh, I hear you. Yeah, we did notice you were working with the 13 of Eli Green for the longest time, but you did talk about how you don't have a teammate like everybody else out there, and you were able to bring this thing home. How the heck were you able to pull that off without any help?
I honestly don't know. I really don't. I was just worried, and I just did put the car in the best position I possibly could. There's just, oh my God.
Oh, I hear you, brother. Want to congratulate you on your win tonight after starting in the 11th place spot, gaining 10 positions overall. But next week, we'll be shifting gears from the draft track to an actual track, Atlanta Motor Speedway. What should we expect from you there, buddy?
Atlanta's a good track for me. I'll try to do the best that I can with that. I mean, as long as I got the peoples that support me with all my sponsors and a person of mine, Holly Lauren Connett, that has inspired me to keep doing this, I think I can do very well this season.
Well, we are very, very glad to hear that. We do remember you from the Camping World Track Series last season. You are an amazing driver, you know how to get the job done. And with that said, you do not need any luck whatsoever, and good luck to you, buddy. We look forward to seeing you again next week at Atlanta. Before you go, actually, any final words?
Like I said, just like to thank my sponsors. Thank two people. Well, thank 3 people. One, my mom, and I would like to thank Alex Dahl, and of course, I would like to thank a very important person in my life, Holly Lauren Connett. She's been an inspiration and helped me through last season. Yeah, she's just one of the best.
Congratulations once again, brother, and see you again next week at Atlanta Motor Speedway. And that was tonight's race number 12, Damian Crump. Right behind him is the 66 of Ralph Vanderforst. Gonna come up there, Ralph?
Yeah.
Anytime, buddy.
Good.
Well, Ralph, tonight you did start in the 3rd place spot, but haven't been up front all night long tonight. But you did find yourself up front when it really mattered the most, finishing in the 2nd place spot. How's your experience tonight?
Well, there's a bunch of new guys out here. It was a little scary. We had a few cautions, but we're going to work the bugs out here and have some good racing before the season's over.
Oh, 10-4, I do like that determination. And your car has seen better days. We had noticed it had a couple of dents here and there throughout the whole entire race. How were you able to stay up to speed or stay competitive despite the damage?
I was just trying to stay tucked in behind whoever was in front of me.
Oh, 10-4, brother. Well, brother, any goals for next week at Atlanta Motor Speedway?
Well, I'm just going to be happy to get off a restrictive plate, and then we'll be able to kind of separate out just on skill and talent.
Oh, 10-4 sounds like a plan. Well, but before I let you go, any final words?
No, just happy that Extreme Motorsports has started this league for us newer guys here, and I'm really looking forward to it. I think it's going to be fun this year.
I'm going to let you once again on your second place finish and look forward to seeing you again next week at Atlanta Motor Speedway. Have a good night, buddy.
You too.
And that was second place driver, the 66 of Ralph Vanderforst in the second place spot. Right behind him is 27 of Gary Wubert as well from the Truck Series from last season. Got a cup there, Gary?
Sure do.
How you doing, buddy?
That was an interesting race.
Interesting it was. And Gary, tonight you kept a low profile almost all race long, starting 25th, and we didn't see much of you in the up front. We saw a lot of you mid pack to rear pack. What's the strategy that worked out so well?
Well, I knew it was a lot of new racers. I think the top 25 qualified within 0.2 of a second of each other. So I knew there was going to be a lot of tight racing the entire race. So got involved in a couple wrecks early and had to use my fast repairs. So just tried to keep it clean and make some smart moves through the field, and worked out fairly well.
Oh, 10-4, brother. We are glad that everything didn't go in your favor, but for the most part it did, and you did bring it home. We did round up the podium finishes here in the top three with the strict field and a lot of flying cars, a lot of wrecks here and there, but you were able to go past them. Even though you said you got caught up in a couple of them, you were still able to keep your hammer down the floor and stay positive and be in the right place at the right time towards the very end, which does secure a spot here in the top three. Well, buddy, next week we'll be racing at Atlanta Motor Speedway. Any expectations?
Well, I think with the help of our sponsors, Extreme Motorsports 99 and Drave Broadcasting, I think we should try to get hopefully in the top 10 and just try to keep it clean and stay out of the wrecks early and finish strong.
Congratulations once again on tonight's top three finish, and look forward to seeing you again next week at Atlanta Motor Speedway. Have a good night, buddy.
Thanks.
And that was the 27 of Gary Wubert finishing the third place spot, but right behind him is a driver who hasn't had much luck either tonight, 86 of Adam Eisenhower. Got a cup there, bud?
I do, yes.
How you doing tonight, buddy?
Doing very well. Happy for a fourth place.
Oh, 10-4, brother. We are very, very happy for you as well. And man, we did notice you were getting beaten on a couple of times here and there, being doored and running into a couple of them, and just pretty much getting involved in a whole lot of drama on the track. How are you able to get past all of that and finish in the top 5 here?
Well, I wanted to run up in front, and that just seemed like a bad strategy after the first couple cautions. So then went to the back, and Roger Buff, Marty Ray, and myself sort of ran in the back, used some pit strategy, stayed in the back, and gave ourselves EOLs almost, and tried to stay away until creatively timed caution, and we decided to go back up to the front where we belonged and try to run for it.
Oh, 10-4, brother. We are glad that it ended up working out in the long run. And thinking about it, do you think there was anything you could have done differently to better your chances, or at least advance your spot into the top 3?
No, I think that was about as good as we could have done without running it to green. I missed a shift actually going into 1 after the last restart, so I messed that up a little bit. I was fortunate to get 4th.
Oh, 10-4, brother. Well, we are glad that you were happy with your top 5 finish here after having a lot of wrecks, a lot of things that you had to go through tonight to come out in the 4th place spot after starting this 10th place spot, gaining 6 positions overall. And next week we'll be racing in Atlanta, buddy. You have any experience there at all?
Yeah, I've run some hosted races. We ran a couple practice races for Extreme Motorsports 99, audition races or recruitment races, and I like the track. It's a fast track and a fun track.
Oh, 10-4. So that said, do you think we'll have what it takes to at least advance your spot into the top 3 or bring it home?
I do absolutely.
Oh, that is very, very good to hear. Glad to hear that. Well, but before we let you go, any final words?
Yeah, thank you for everyone who puts this race on. My sponsors, Widespread Panic, Tamrock. I'd like to also bring up Colonel Bruce Hampton, who is a jam band legend who passed away suddenly on his at his 70th birthday event in front of a crowd and all of his friends. That is a way to go, and he was a great man.
10-4, brother, and we do look forward to seeing you again next week at Atlanta Motor Speedway. And congratulations on tonight's top 5 finish. Have a good night, buddy.
Thank you. Great night, all.
And that was the 86 of Adam Eisenhower, finishing in the 4th place spot after being through a lot like everybody else, but he was able to pull through despite that and bring it, secure himself a top 5 finish, which is just as good as a win with a strict field like this tonight. Well, David, it was an amazing race. Once again, thank you for joining us for Daytona 85, round 1 of the NASCAR Pro K&N series here with the Extreme Motorsports 99. And next week we'll be racing at Atlanta Motor Speedway for the #1 source of iRacing broadcasting overlays, IBOG, sponsored by IBOG.co, which is the season sponsor here of the Pro K&N series. Any final words, Dave?
Just these guys put on a heck of a show for the first race of this series, first race of the season, so can't wait to see how this is going to play out as the season goes on.
And once again, thank you for joining us for tonight's race at Daytona 85, and we do have another broadcast coming up tomorrow night for the Extreme Motorsports Camping World Truck Series for the Daytona 85 at the same track, Daytona International Speedway. And last season we were able to crown a new champion, the 6 of Tom Whitmer, who was able to take it away from the defending champion, 09 of Bryce Senesac. So it's going to be interesting to see exactly what happens. The season not starting tomorrow with the track series, to see exactly who's going to be competing and trying to take away the championship from the defending champion, Tom Wetmore, if he hasn't moved up into a different into the Cup series like he said he would. I am Sean Zulu and Dave Everly, and we look forward to seeing you again tomorrow night, which is the next race for the Extreme Motorsports Camping World Truck Series Daytona International. And have a good night. Thanks for watching.
Drivers, start your... Drivers, start your reading. Motor Sim Racing Magazine is the first and only magazine dedicated to sim racing. Every month we'll be covering the hot topics around the world. Drivers, start your reading. Motor Sim Racing Magazine is the first and only magazine dedicated to sim racing. Every month we'll be covering the hot topics around the world of sim racing. So if you're looking to be in the know, go to www.motorsimsracing.com. You will find articles from your favorite drivers, leagues, and other prominent people in the sim racing community. Want an update of your favorite league? We got it. Want to learn the basics on finding a perfect league for you? We got it. Want to know more about how leagues are run? We got it. So remember, when you want to know what's going on in the sim racing world, go to www.motorsimracing.com.